right, welcome back to Countdown to My First Ironman. 7 weeks away in Sacramento, California, October 22nd, 2023. And we are at SFO and we're headed to
Las Vegas.
What's in Vegas?
World Masters, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, so Lissy's going to be competing tomorrow. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, so both of us have been training. We've been training very hard for our events. So this week, we will show some clips of the Masters Worlds, and part of going on this trip, I have to be dedicated to my training, so I'll have to do training, go to the gym, and also be cheering for you and for our teammates. So that's what's gonna be this weekend, this week and this weekend. It's gonna be busy. Anything you wanna say?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Lost for words.
Good luck to the team.
Yeah. All right, so again, we will see you most likely in Las Vegas.
And then we get your stamp. There you go.
Thank you so much. All right, welcome back. So I'm in, well, we, but right now it's just me. I'm in Vegas, and you know that it doesn't stop. Training cannot stop, although this trip is solely for Lissy and her tournament. Unfortunately, she lost technically her third match. The first match was disqualification because her opponent never showed up. Then the second match, Lissy won via points, which was amazing to see. And unfortunately, the third match, she lost by points. One little minor mistake, which then turned into one big mistake, unfortunately, but it was fun to watch. She definitely battled hard and trained hard for this tournament. So big shout out to her and a big congratulations to her. Really proud of you. All right. So it is 7:26 in the morning on Friday morning, and we still have some teammates who are going to compete later today, and we are but we are going to go there around 1 o'clock to go watch. So that means two things. Number one, I can go early in the morning to go train, or later on the night, like I did last night, to go train. Last night ended up going to 24-hour fitness and had to cycle for an hour. So I did that for an hour. And then today is a swimming day. So that's why I'm up early in the morning. I'm here at the Hollywood Aquatic Center, and look at this view. Oh man, clouds, the mountains. I'm a huge fan of mountains. And you know, coming from LA, one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen and that I truly, truly, truly miss. Only my deep, close friends will know this about me. Not many people know this about me. But I love snow-capped mountains. I don't know. For whatever reason, snow-capped mountains is just the most beautiful thing to me. And in LA, we live in a basin, or in Southern California. I wasn't in LA. So during the winter when it would rain, all the mountains were just snow-capped. It was just, I don't know, and I miss it. And when I moved to Northern California, I moved to a city called Mountain View. I figured, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. The mountain that is in view is no mountain. It looks like a little slope. It was like a big disappointment. So I miss snow-capped mountains. Not that there's any snow-capped mountains here, but the mountains are like so close to me. This is familiar to me, not these mountains, but the mountains that I grew up in Southern California. So with all the clouds and the rain, it's just looks like it deserves some snow on top of it. Anyways, enough about that. I had to do some adjustments for this trip. One of the first adjustments that I made was last week. If you remember on the last video that I took Sunday off. It was supposed to be a running day, but I figured my running is great, and resting my body for a day I think would be a little bit more beneficial than the run on Sunday. So I decided to take Sundays off leading up to this race, and Mondays are usually a swim day. Fridays there's a swim day as well with a run. Well, I knew that I was going to be here, and I knew that training probably would have been a little bit difficult. So I decided to do my Friday workout on Monday and have my Monday workout on Friday. So I did all my running and my swimming. It was both an hour each for Monday, which leads me to today. Instead of doing 2 workouts, all I need to do is 1 workout, which I'm so glad that I did that. I had to think ahead. So today's just a swimming day. So I'm here, like I said, I'm here at the Hollywood Aquatic Center, and I'm gonna go check it out. But like I said earlier, this type of running or this type of race requires this type of discipline where, you know, I'd really like to kind of stay home, or not stay home, but stay with, you know, at my mom's house in Vegas and just chill. I don't want to get up early in the morning and go train. But I'm dedicated. We got 7 weeks left. Another crazy thing that I've never seen before. There's certain things that when you see for the first time, you know, you kind of go in your head like, whoa, I've never seen that before. And one of the biggest things that hit me like that was when I went skydiving for the first time. So we're up in the plane and all of a sudden the window opens and you're like, I've never seen that before. I've never seen the window open or a door open or mid-flight. So my mind was like blown, like, oh man, look at that. And then to see someone jump out of a plane, my mind has never seen that either. So it was just odd to see, you know, those things. Well, one of those things is happening now. My mom's lived in Vegas for over 20 years. I've been coming to Vegas at least once a year. And one of the things I've never seen before is the daily commute of people living here. Every time I come, it's usually on the weekends. And if I am here on the weekdays, I'm not anywhere up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So as I'm driving to the aquatic center, I see all this traffic. I'm like, man, it's all this traffic. And I see kids with their backpacks, you know, going to school. And it hit me, it's a Friday. And during school year, the beginning of the school year. So to see, and this aquatic center is right next to this high school. So to see all these kids and just, you know, people going to school, this normal day-to-day life that usually happens everywhere around the world, just weird to see it in Vegas. You know, Vegas is known for such a party Sin City that on the other end of Sin City is the day-to-day life of people, the innocence of people. So to see them commuting and see them going to school, it's just, my mind's like, I've never seen that before, especially in Vegas. Anyways, I'm about to go swim. I've rambled enough. And I'll see you when I get back. All right, another swimming session down. That was very interesting. The reason being is that the pool that I used at home, or not at home, but the YMCA is, I believe, like 5 feet. And even when I went to the river, or we went to the river several weeks back, the river was very shallow. You know, there was only certain points where I couldn't touch the floor, but the visibility was 0, so I couldn't see anything in front of me. But I guess what I'm saying is, as I got into the pool, this is like a huge pool, deep pool, and it was 9 feet. And swimming in this deep pool, or the deepest pool that I've swam so far, the perception was off. I felt very tiny, very small. You know, just as I looked down, I could see the depth of the pool and just the size of the pool, and I felt very small. It was kind of a weird feeling. It made me think how I'm going to feel when I go to Tahoe. You know, when I went to Tahoe last year, when I swam in the shallow end. Very shallow, where I could put my feet down. I wasn't brave enough to go over the cliff where it was just very deep in the depth of Tahoe. I couldn't do it. But I don't know if I'm going to do it this upcoming couple weeks. But I just kind of felt weird, that just feeling the depth and feeling very small. It was a weird feeling. But I'm glad I felt it, because I don't know how deep the river's going to be. And it's not that it's fearful, it just felt tiny in this water, this big pool. But it's kind of funny. Anyways, just had to share that. But wanted to make sure that I had my workout done. It's a beautiful day outside. It's kind of weird because when I woke up this morning at 7 or 6:30, there was an emergency. You know, like there was flash floods. And I figured, okay, I'll just wait a little bit. How bad can it be? So I started driving. And mind you, I'm driving a Kia Soul. And when I was out driving, the streets were flooded. I was like, damn, the last thing I need to do is get stuck. You know, I've been watching the news and I see people get stuck. I'm like, man, how are they gonna get stuck? How are you gonna not see a puddle and think that you can drive over it and get stuck? Well, I was driving through puddles thinking, if I get stuck, I'm gonna eat my own words. But it was just kind of weird. Like, this is where I wish I had my Jeep. I wanna use my Jeep as a Jeep. But yeah, so there was another emergency, but it doesn't seem to be raining or monsooning or whatever, but those clouds do look like they want to drop some water. So let me get home before it starts flooding and me getting stuck. So headed home, workout done. Now about to go home, eat some breakfast, and go watch some of the rest of our teammates have their matches later today. All right, see you soon. All right, let's let you guys see. Just to let you know, there's no, I don't think so. There's no running rivers in Las Vegas, or at least in this part of Nevada, right? Look, this is all the flash floods and how fast these drains are. You know, they were just dry, you know, yesterday. I remember driving by and it was dry. Now look, there's got a big old river coming down. So luckily it stopped, but the streets, some streets are flooded. But here's the storm drainage. That's what we're looking for. Storm drain yesterday was dry as can be. Now look at it. Pretty crazy. Anyways, I saw it and I had to video it, and it's pretty intense. Again, seems to be dry. I should be home safe. Well, we are finally back in San Francisco. How was the tournament?
The tournament was a lot of fun. I had 1 win, 1 loss. Learned a lot. Had a lot of fun. Team did well.
There you go. So another successful Vegas tournament trip. Now we're headed back home, and I have 90 miles to do tomorrow with a 1 hour run after. So that's gonna be interesting. So traveling is over. Time to get work done. All right, welcome back. It is early in the morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I wanted to give my grade for the week. All right, so here's the grades. First, let's start off with swimming. I went to Vegas this week, and swimming day was on a Monday, and swimming day was on a Friday. Monday I was home, finished the swim. Friday in Vegas, I went swimming as well. Did what I needed to do, so I'm giving myself an A for swimming. I mean, traveling and having to find a place to swim, it's not as easy as one expects, but it's a little bit of a challenge. But when you are persistent, you're gonna find the right place. So I definitely found the right place. Second is the cycling. Wow, all right. Well, we traveled on Wednesday night, was in Vegas on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday was the original plan where I had to cycle for 90 miles, and they allotted 5 hours and 30 minutes for me to do it based on my previous times and speed, all that good stuff. So, quick little story before I tell you my grade on the cycling. Al, one of my friends, which he is doing the same race that I'm doing, he has done so far 2 rehearsal races at the location of where the race is going to be in Sacramento. So he's been able to swim in the river. He's been able to cycle, run, so he's very familiar with the area, which is awesome. And he told me that the current of the river is moving pretty swiftly and pretty quick. So he did say that it's going to be a little bit easier than normal, which is a very comforting. Anyways, I'm talking about swimming. I should be talking about cycling. Anyways, so he's the one who originally gave me the route which is the current route that I'm doing. So I told him that I was doing the 90 miles, and he said, hey, send me a screenshot of the route. Let me check it out. So when I went out on a bike ride, again, I was supposed to do 90 miles. Him asking for, I guess, a screenshot of the route gave me this boost of urgency, right? I wanted to do the 90 miles, but at the same time, I wanted to, push myself because, I'm going to share my time with him. And I wanted to show a really good time, a really fast time. So that day that I went on my bike ride on a Sunday, right? We came back on Saturday, went on a Sunday. I pushed. I pushed myself as if it was race day intensity. So it was supposed to take me 5 hours and 30 minutes. I ended up finishing 90 miles in 5 hours and 15 minutes. I was motivated. And not only did I share my time with him and my route, it gave me a sense of what it's going to feel like to push it. And not only did I have to do the 5 hours, but then I also had to run for an hour. So I really wanted to feel how my legs were gonna feel when I gave it pretty much 100% on the bike. And I will say, the training is paying off. I mean, not only did I push the time, I finished it in 15 minutes faster than I was supposed to. And when I got on the bike, my legs weren't that bad. I could feel it, but it wasn't as bad as, if I would have talked about this 24 weeks ago. Again, everything that's being done is really, really solidifying the training. I'm feeling extremely confident. Everything that I'm doing and succeeding at is giving me this boost of confidence. So I felt great. I will say this, man, the Bay Area is horrible when it comes to the wind. I mean, I did read that last year in Sacramento, the wind was just crazy intense. And every time that I'm out cycling here around the bay, like literally around the bay, it is windy. No matter where I'm going, right? I'm hitting headwind or crosswinds. I'll be going one way, hitting headwinds, thinking, okay, well, if I turn around, I should be hitting tailwind. As soon as I turn around, it's right back to headwind. For whatever reason, it just wants to follow me. Although it bothers me, I definitely like the intensity because it's challenging my legs. So very, very, very successful 5 hour, 15 minute, 90-mile ride. That is the longest I've ever ridden, and it has been a success. I will say one of the things that has been a success is because when I had my neck injury and my shoulder injury, I was laying off the bike before I knew what was going on, of the origin of the injury, and I've been on the indoor bike. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but one of the things that I like about the indoor bike, even though there's not much that I like about the indoor bike, is that there is no cruise, right? The spin bike, in order for the bike to go, the pedals have to go. On the bicycle on the street, I can pedal, but I can also stop, and the bike can cruise without the pedals having to move. So when I was doing all my outdoor training, I didn't realize that I was cruising more than I guess I realized. And then when I spent 2 weeks indoors, that constant pedaling, it was kind of pushed in my head, so that when I did this 5 hour ride, I didn't cruise as much. I guess it was just the habit of just pushing, which is what I needed, because again, I didn't realize I was cruising. I guess the difference between racing on the bike versus riding the bike, and I was riding the bike. Now the indoor bike has forced me to realize racing on the bike, which means let's go, right? There is no cruising or minimal cruising. So huge success on the bike. I'm extremely happy. This upcoming week I have my first centennial, so I'm going to be pushing it 10 more miles, even more, where 100 miles will be the most I've ever ridden. So I'm going to lean on this 90-mile success for a little bit, like 5 more days before I got to push it more to the 100. So I'm confident that I can do it. All right. So A+ on the cycling. All right, here comes the run. The run, although I have officially taken 1 day off, which is a Sunday. Again, last week is different because we were traveling. My Sunday runs have been eliminated because I am attempting to rest my body so that I can feel great and fresh for this race. I think all the hard stuff I did in the past has really prepared my body for where I'm at now. So again, I'm comfortable taking 1 day off, which I'm still running 3 days out of the week anyway. So my running is still there. My legs feel good when I run. My legs feel great when I run after the cycling as well. So I think I'm really doing well with the running. I still need to buy 1 more pair of shoes for the race because my old ones are worn out, and I need to break in the new pair. So I definitely need to order new shoes soon. So I will give myself an A for the running that I've been doing. So all in all, training has been going perfectly. All right, so a little recap. Last week we were in Vegas, and normally Vegas would be slightly uneventful outside of the tournament and visiting my mom. But this year, monsoon season was intense. So you can see in the videos prior that the storm drain was just flooded with raging waters because the monsoons were just hitting Vegas. If you read in the news, Burning Man got hit hard because that's in Nevada, They had a lot of cancellations in Las Vegas. We were delayed, but we weren't canceled, which is awesome because I needed to get home and training and work and all that good stuff. But when we were on the way to the airport, you can see the streets. You can see the streets just full of mud. You can see the streets full of water. So, I mean, it was a very, very harsh monsoon season so far. And it was definitely intense when it came to the rain, and driving in the rain, getting constant text messages of being careful of warning, flash flood warnings. I didn't realize the intensity of the flash flood warnings. You know, I'm from LA, we don't have flash floods, or I'm from California, there's not that many flash floods happening. I guess it happened a lot this last season, but yeah, it was just crazy. It was intense. It overflowed fast. That was an unexpected thing to happen in Vegas this weekend. So all in all, we had a great trip. Very proud of Lissy for performing during her tournament. So it's very nerve-wracking having to compete, and any competitor who goes out there and competes, I really respect that athlete, because again, it's very difficult to want to compete, to have that competitive fire inside you, and you know, having to back up all your training, it's no joke. So much respect to all the athletes and competitors at Worlds, Masters. So that's the breakdown of week 7. Week 6 coming up. I keep saying it, but it's coming faster and faster. And next thing you know, we will be in Tahoe for the last I guess travel training, and after that will be the race. So I'm ready. I can go tomorrow. If the race was tomorrow, I am ready to go. So my body is really prepared. My mind is good. Spiritually, I'm good. Mentally, I'm good. Physically, I'm good. I'm ready to go. So 6 weeks, and we will see you soon.